Well, I just found out what a butt plug was. I didn't even know. I had to engage in deep consultation to find out. And I'm not going to even go any further. I know what it is. If you care enough, ask your mom. No, okay, ask your dad. Which would be more appropriate? Who'd be more likely? I mean, folks, but a lot of people look like they're wearing one when they're not. Just to give you, you've seen them. You can spot them all over. They're all over MSNBC. Everybody on MSNBC is using one, except Al Roker. He needed one when he was at the White House. And see, we can casually discuss this. It's not a problem. And let Phil Robertson go out there and talk about his views on homosexuality as expressed in the Bible and so forth. If you look at what he said, he didn't really say anything and attack anybody. It's just, it really is amazing. And when you look at the relative tiny population, percentage of the population represented by people who are homosexual versus the 200 plus million who are Christian, who are not homosexual, it's and then you put that in the same context of the market here and what A&E has done. It's fascinating. And you see how, I believe throughout our culture, culturally, we're being governed by a minority. Being led by, governed by, intimidated by a minority which sits in control of political correctness and speech and even behavior in certain ways. You know, a lot of Christians are afraid. I had a caller woman last week, 2 weeks ago, when Obama's poll numbers started to plummet. She felt comfortable, finally, when the polls started reflecting what she always thought. She finally felt comfortable calling and talking about it. She said, Rush, the secret is that everybody has had this low opinion of Obama's job approval. They just have been afraid to say so. Even to a pollster, they're afraid to say so because the president's the first African-American president. And they just don't like controversy. People don't like, and I think that's true of a lot of Christians are afraid of having the world hate them, so they keep silent. Even when guys like Phil Robertson are attacked, it's just the path of least resistance. Everybody that doesn't have happen to them what has happened to Phil Robertson does not want that to happen, so they shut up. And in their silence, they acquiesce. So here we have a guy, basically Phil Robertson, who quotes the Bible, and he's said to be behaving in an unchristian way. Let's go to the audio sound bites, starting here with, what did I tell you, number 8? Is that what I told you? No, that can't be. That can't be. Let me find it. I thought 8 was... well, I guess it looks like it might be. Everything's all out of order here. Let's just go. We got these are some sound bites here. The drive-bys reacting to Phil Robertson's remarks, calling them vile, crude, and offensive.
Truly vile and offensive.
His views are vile.
Vile and extreme.
Shocked and appalled, really.
It's deeply offensive to many people in this country.
Crude anti-gay remarks.
I think he should be fired. I think it's absolutely repulsive.
That was Piers Morgan. Well, Piers, you got your wish. Phil Robertson's been fired. For what? I mean, who did he really discriminate against? What power does Phil Robertson have over anybody? I mean, that's my real question. Now, A&E, folks, don't misunderstand. They've got, I'm a big believer in the free market called capitalism. And if A&E wants to get rid of anybody, that's their decision. If they want to dump the highest rated show in history in cable, they're more than free to do it. If they don't like, if their top brass doesn't like being associated with this kind of, they're perfectly free to do this. If the government came in, if the regime came in and demanded they do it, that would be another thing. But A&E is free. This happens all the time in the media. I've been doing what I've been doing since I was 16. And this is common for station management or ownership or whatever. Some don't want any controversy at all. Some don't want the kind of controversy that might erupt. And so they make a decision that sometimes is not in the immediate near term based on business. It's based on other concerns. It's how the market works. Also, the way the market works is that somewhere, someplace down the line, some other network is going to pick up Duck Dynasty. That is a given, if the Robertsons want to keep doing it. Will the other Robertsons keep doing Duck Dynasty without Phil? Did A&E get rid of the whole show or just Phil? I don't know. And will Phil's brood say, well, without Phil, we're not doing the show, and they're just out of there? And it's open. But that's the way the market works. And these people at A&E are free to do this. And it's perfectly understandable. They don't want any part of this. No way. At the cocktail parties, in the rest of the media. I'm sure they've been nervous about their attachment to these people anyway.